friends, thanks for joining me, Mrs. Miller, here as we explore Lego Build Me Emotions. Each of these have a story, and I read the story to you so we find out what's going on, because obviously they're having a lot of different feelings, right? And then we'll ask some questions to think about times when you maybe have felt that way, because it's okay for us to have feelings and emotions. We were designed that way, but sometimes we have to learn what to do with those emotions, okay? So let's jump in. This is called Lesson 4. Jayden tries something new. Can I tell you a secret? I am one of those people who love trying new things, but I know some people who it's really hard for. So for some of you, it might be confusing. Like for me, I was confused why Jayden had such a hard time trying something new, but for other of you, you'll know just how Jayden feels. So if you're like me, listen so you might know how to deal with a friend if they're feeling the same way, okay? All right. Jayden took a deep breath and climbed onto the balance beam. He took one small step and started to wobble. He tried to take another step, but he fell off to the side onto the ground. Jayden climbed back onto the balance beam. He stood with his toes pointing sideways instead of towards the end of the beam, and he inched his left foot sideways. Then he inched his right foot sideways. Jayden began to wobble again. Then he fell onto the ground. Jayden sat in the grass. His lip began to quiver. I'm not good at this. It's too hard, he said to himself. Tears ran down Jayden's cheeks. Oh man, how's he feeling? Sad and maybe discouraged. Let's read a little more. A few minutes later, Jayden came over to the balance beam. She climbed on, held her arms straight out to the side, and gracefully walked across the beam with one foot in front of the other. Amazed, Jayden asked, "How did you do that?" Jayden answered, "I practiced a lot, and my dad helped me by holding my hand while I learned to balance." "Oh," Jayden said as he looked down. "I could help you," Jayden offered. "Okay, I will give it another try," Jayden said. He's being brave, right? He's trying something new or courageous. He climbed back onto the balance beam and held out his arms the way he had seen Jayden hold hers. Jayden held one of Jayden's hands and helped him steady himself. Jayden took one step forward and Jayden walked alongside him. He wobbled less this time and he took another step, then another. Soon he made it all the way to the end of the balance beam. Jayden felt very happy. So he did something crazy. Are you ready? I'm going to give you a big word. He persevered. That means keep going even when something is hard. So let's ask some questions. At the beginning of the story, what was the problem? Think about it. Oh, I remember. Jayden felt discouraged because he felt like he could not walk across the balance beam because it was very hard and he kept falling, right? So that was a problem. How did Jayden try to solve it himself? Well, he tried again and he tried one different way, right? Because he fell the first time and then he tried walking sideways, inching, right? So he tried it one different way. Let's see what happens. What happened to cause Jayden to get discouraged? Do you remember? When he tried a different way, did it work? Nope. Sometimes when you try something new, you don't get it the first time and you don't get it the second time. Sometimes you won't even get it the third or fourth time, okay? And that can make you feel discouraged because it's becoming harder and harder each time you've done it and you didn't get it right? All right. Ooh. What did Jayden think about while he was sitting in the grass? Let's think about it. Was he thinking about how he could do it if he just practiced more, or was he having some sad thoughts and was he giving up? What do you think? I think he was giving up too. How was Jayden's problem solved? Ooh, who came over? Jayden came over. and he was kind of bold, right? And asked her how to do it. And then she was really kind and she helped out, right? So his problem was solved because a friend encouraged him and helped him, right? All right, so thank you for joining me to learn about Jayden trying something new. And I want you to think about trying something new today. Maybe it's practicing writing letters. Maybe it's reading a hard book. Maybe it's being kind to your brother or sister. Try to find something that's a little bit challenging today to try and see how it goes. If you can't do it, ask for help, right? All right, thank you for joining me.